Okay, welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 3 minutes past the top of the hour. Yes, the Monday edition of the morning show, of course, as I said. I've got a mystery man in the house, as I said earlier on as well. Jesus. And to all those who have been asking of him, he's back. So let me say massive good morning to you, Frank. Good morning.
Actually, good morning and good morning to all our and Sandra friends, family, and all the loved ones who have been asking of the crazy little boy.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm strong. I'm back.
Is strong and stable?
Very strong and stable.
Thank God.
In fact, I'm more stable than Boris Johnson.
No, you don't want to use it too often.
I'm stable than him.
Wow. Nice to have you back.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Okay, so listeners, he will be bringing his take or his view on all the story that is making the rounds. But quickly, let me tell you what is happening from across the globe. As I did say earlier on during the start of the program, well, something is happening. It's happening in Burkina Faso. Well, before we look at the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world, that is the global trotting, the president of Burkina Faso, Roch-Marc Christian Kabore, was arrested on Monday and was detained in a barracks in Ouagadougou. A day after mutinies in military camps in his country, plagued by jihadist violence. Now, President Kabore, the head of parliament, Alassane Bala Sakande, and ministers are effectively in the hands of soldiers at the Sangouli Lamizana barracks in Ouagadougou. A security source said, information confirmed by another security source. Now, President Kabore came into power since 2015 and re-elected 5 years later on the promise to make the anti-jihadist struggle his priority, had become increasingly challenged by population fed up with jihadist violence and his powerlessness to deal with it. In an interview, a president said that a dozen hooded armed soldiers were stationed Monday morning in front of the headquarters of the radio station of Burkina Faso, RTB, which was broadcasting entertainment programs. AFP has noted soldiers mutinied on Sunday in several barracks in Burkina Faso to demand the departure of the army chiefs and appropriate means to fight against jihadis who have struck the country since 2015. Well, the people think that, the president is not doing much to protect them, and they think that, we have the military, so why don't we get them? And the military have risen up once again. So, what is ECOWAS going to be saying in the next few moments? I will be trying to monitor all that. Well, it's one of theirs again. They're going to say, sanctions. Burkina Faso is close to Mali as well, you know. But, it is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. When it comes to London as well, Prime Minister order inquiry into Muslimness sacking claim. Tory MP Nusrat Ghani says she was told her fate was given as a reason for her sacking as a minister. So who said that? Well, one person has already said that. Well, I think she's implying that it's me who might have said that. But I said the Prime Minister did say that. Well, refer to the party gurus and let them see to address it. So he did not directly see to sort it out. But what do you think is going to be happening there? Putting so much pressure on the Prime Minister Bojo. Now, the UK is also withdrawing some embassy staff from Ukraine. About half of the staff working in Kiev will return to the UK amid fears of a Russian invasion. So has the invasion become inevitable now? Or do we think that, some talk or some Jojo will sort the situation out?
You know it, people. Jesus, you're the Lord.
Well, WikiLeaks founder Assange wins a right to seek extradition appeal. The WikiLeaks founder can now try to get an appeal heard at the UK Supreme Court. What are they going to say? Somebody comes out to tell you that, this is what is happening behind the scenes. They say, we want to incarcerate the person. We'll love to hear from you on those stories as well. But moving on straight to other parts of the world to look at some of the stories making the rounds there. Hundreds of children held by ISIS in besieged prison. Kurdish-led forces say they are being used as human shields in the jail they have surrendered in Syria. So are the ISIS still in operation there? I thought that they've been as President Trump said, oh, they finished with them, they are no more. Since they are raising their ugly heads once again. So coming away from Starr Radio UK.
Jesus.
Well, in Canada, 2 Canadians have been shot at the Mexican resort. The incident began as an argument among guests, one of whom was the gunman at the hotel near Cancun. Then over the weekend, Arnold Schwarzenegger was also involved in an accident, a car crash. I hope that he's doing very well. We wish him all the best. Okay, so moving on. Germany. The German Navy chief resigns over Ukraine comments. Nake Akim Snowback said the idea that Russia wanted to invade Ukraine was nonsense. So is it a plot employed by the West to, try to give a dog a bad name and then hang it? So they decided that Russia needs to do that, is looking at doing that, and therefore let's place more sanctions against them. Now the sanctions that we are placing against Russia, have you forgotten the fact that what energy prices are hiking, going up? Why? Because majority of the gas that is used here all comes from where? Russia. Well, from Russia with love. Let me say good morning to Tosino all the way in Moscow. Tosino, I hope you are doing very, very well. Well, interestingly, a plane stowaway found in Amsterdam survived in whale. A man is discovered alive in a whale section of a plane that landed in Amsterdam from South Africa. Wow! Now others have flown and they've frozen and died, but this man managed to survive. I think fate. This one is fate.
This one was saved by God.
Saved by God.
This one was saved by. This is a miracle.
Yeah.
This is a miracle.
Yeah.
Because Archie, the height.
Yeah.
That temperature.
Yeah.
Up to even minus 60 degrees. Oxygen levels.
Yeah.
Almost zero. For you to survive over there, 11 hours. God.
I think they need to just
all men are not born equal.
Of course.
Some are born to defy nature.
Yeah. I think this man is one of those.
He's one of those. Yeah. I look at the story. I was like, wow. This guy needs to be renamed. Any immigration officer,
they should just
any government who goes about trying to ask this guy about his documents and everything will be one of the, will be classified going to Guinness Book as one of the most wicked ever.
Oh wow, listeners, some more coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Nigeria mocked Buhari over AFCON loss. Now some Nigerians are making fun of the president's call to the team, blaming it for the loss to Tunisia.
They are complaining, what should Ghana do?
Oh, Ghana, we are sleeping.
What should Ghana do? If they are complaining, what should Ghana do?
Well, we'll be talking about the AFCON. Well, some people were saying that, well, when it comes to Ghana, it's because of Anat's expose. That is what has caused Ghana to lose, to exit the tournament a bit earlier.
That is a brainless analysis from Paul Adomotre. Don't mind him. How can you tell me a thief was caught, and because a thief has been caught, they implicate everything that happened was because the thief has been removed? Can you imagine?
So they should have allowed the thief to continue stealing, and then you have the thief.
No wonder he has also been caught buying this thing. So
Christmas tree.
Thieves alike.
Well, listen, this is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Alright. Well, as I said, in Nigeria as well, Abiola died after falling ill. He wasn't killed. General Abdul Salami is saying. Now we'll bring you more on that from angry youth set Kano private school on fire over Hanifa's murder. And banditry. Time to apologize to General Danjuma. This is all coming away from Niger. And then beheading of Ebubwegu. Please arrest 2 suspects from there. Well, in Ghana, it's all unraveling there as well. We may never be able to rely on the speaker. Joe Wise questions majority MPs. Well, the speaker is in what do you call it? Dubai for a medical health check. So when the session opens and it's not there to sit, then that means Joe Wise has to sit in, and therefore automatically we start the game again.
But you see, actually, I mean, this whole idea of I feel that it's a wrong assumption that every MPP member of parliament is
in agreement with this.
It's so stooge. It has become so stooge that they've refused to listen to what they call the public, their constituents, and all they listen to is a party and the flag bearer of probably the government, or I mean the executive arm of the party. Because actually a lot of research has been conducted, and overwhelmingly citizens are against this. So to assume that every MPP member is like a sheep that has been matched in, it's an insult to the intelligence of those
North Korea policy.
Yeah, it's an insult to the intelligence of all those, I mean, honorable men and women. If they truly want to find out, I mean, how people feel, how MPs are feeling about this, they should grant a secret ballot. They should grant a secret ballot. When no one is cajoled or no one is whipped for you to show or to be seen how you vote, they should grant a complete secret ballot. And then we'll see the smoother level of the executive.
Well, that's why they are saying that. Well, they know that the speaker will never come, so that he sits on it, so that Joe Wise will have to be sitting in.
Actually, there are reports that some MPs are against this policy. Against this policy, they can't talk.
Because when you talk, it will be
that
like, what is happening?
All they are praying for a secret ballot. If they should give a secret, government will lose on it, because actually it doesn't make sense. I mean, we are told, for instance, that the whole year last 2020, the losses that we suffered from the budget alone is about 12 point something billion. Okay, now, and we are being told that okay, this money or what e-levy, whatever transaction is going to be, I'm not against any form of tax, but I'm against the kind of tax that, I mean, when you implement it, it has a disproportionate, I mean, negative effect on the citizens, on the citizens, especially those who send a little bit of money. I get me. Nothing has been shown to tell us that look, the 12 billion that we lost through corruption, overpricing, malpractices, and all that. Christmas trees being bought for 120,000, 122,000 Ghana cedis.
I would have bought some from Mazda for them.
I mean, it doesn't make sense.
£100.
It doesn't really make sense. So on the expenditure side, we are not doing anything to say, okay, look, you know, Ghanaians, we are tightening our belt. President Akufo-Addo contingency funds were increased from 390,000 million to almost 1 billion. That's increment of over 50%, right? His staff this thing increased by almost 500 million. Meanwhile, they're telling us that we should be spending more or we should be paying more. No indication that will stop hiring a presidential jet for that much. You know, our neighbors are having kuzu. Our neighbors.
We're going to be talking about that because with what is happening, I mean, people are fed up to such extent that the military have no choice but just to step in. It's like what is happening in Nigeria, where banditry and all this thing is going on. People have gotten it up to there, and I think that we can't take it again, and the military will have to now step in. But we're not calling for the military to step in Ghana or anywhere. What we are saying that they need to do what they have to do to make sure that people's life are at least.
Now, for me, I would rather the citizen steps instead of the military. I mean, I have always, I mean, and I'm always for citizens uprising. If citizens can rise up, occupy all the government buildings, I mean, demonstrate to a point that even this military that holding guns will say, no, they look straight into the eyes of the person. These are our children, these are girlfriends, and we cannot shoot them. That is where we achieve results.
Okay. You cannot ignore global ratings on Ghana's economy. Take back to government. But government is saying, oh, forget all global ratings. When it goes their way, they say, yes, thumbs up. Yeah, we have to be looking at it. The moment it goes against them, so forget it. It's not good. It's not worth it. But well, this is a lot of what we're going to be looking at. 19 minutes past 11 the time. Let's take a musical break. And once we come back, we'll continue with the show. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Everybody, somebody, let me see your legs go up. Oh yeah.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Star Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes.
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Star Radio.
Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:26 from the hearts of London. So now let's go into details with all the stories that is making the rounds. But let's start from home here in the UK, where the Prime Minister is under a barrage of attack. And when it seems that things one is subsiding, another one raises its ugly head. Now, this time around, Muslimness. A former minister is saying that she was fired because of her Muslimness.
Yeah.
Now, I see Boris as one of the leaders who have brought or has got a diversity of call it Secretary of State or ministers who are doing it. I mean, he is one of them that I would say he's one champion in that. So we know that back in the day he's written or made statements pertaining to groups of people, and therefore maybe some would say, but at times we say that he's one who just says things and then he goes on. So it could be one of those things. But this is another serious blow.
Actually, you see, Boris, sometimes the comments he's made, for me, they define him more than what we've seen outside. Was it pressure on him now to do something to move away from the image that probably people would have described him? Do not forget, he's the one who has described the Muslims as what do you call it? Letterboxes and other things has written. So yes, I understand exceptionally there will be pressure on him and other stuff. But on this very case, I'll give the little benefit of that. Sometimes when you are hired and fired, they not give you the reason why you were hired. They didn't tell you I mean, though you were hired because you are Muslim, or probably, well, for all you know, it might have been hired because you're a Muslim,
just to tick the box.
Just to tick the box.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you were being fired, and here the case that you were being told, or someone,
Mark Spencer, the chief whip,
that told you that. Actually, I think that would be very dehumanizing, thinking that in this day and age, if it is true that, because he is denying it, if it is true that your background, especially being a Muslim, should have an impact on how you are viewed. But actually, that is an unspoken truth that we normally see, because some of these people are pulled there to serve an interest, to create a public image for an administration. I mean, if you take Ghana for instance, I know a typical case, for instance, during Kufuor's regime. Courage Koshigan was actually the health minister. Actually, Courage Koshigan was put there not because they wanted him there, but he was put as a poster person. Everything that he did was being cross-checked. He has spies.
Wow.
He has spies stationed on him 27 because they didn't trust him. Some of us have had approaches and they tell you, look, come to this party because we want people from this part of the world, and this part of it, and we'll give you everything that you want. It's because not that they believe in what they are doing, but they want to use it for political correctness. Are you getting me? But that's what they want to do. Now, on the Boris Johnson issue, look, the issue about he encouraging the lady to actually go to a formal complaint, I think was a plus for him. He could have just told the woman has not said anywhere that he tried to encourage him to let go, to ignore it or anything. But according to the woman, she wanted, but because your government,
so you are the head.
So institute what you call it's sort of a party institute, because you know the parties, the same structures that. But actually, if that is what we're hearing, then none of us is safe. I mean, none of us is safe, because at the end of the day, we are just being used as poster boys. This is what we know already anyway. We know already. But for it to get to that highest level of governance, to a point where even ministers, according to the report, ministers will complain that they find it difficult working with her. Is unless she has an attitude, unless she has something which probably should say, oh, my religion. But if they're going to zero it down to being a Muslim, and therefore they find it difficult to, I mean, she's not the only Muslim.
In the government. There are lots of them.
She's not the only Muslim.
There are lots of them there.
I mean, it's a very, but it's struck at the heart of the party, and it's not going to help Boris Johnson, especially he stands over the years when it comes to this Muslim issue, and when he was even publicly called on to apologize, he seems not to have bothered. So people say, okay, we told you. That's him. When you were being appointed, we told you. I mean, they're just going to use you. Here you are. Lay your bed.
You made your bed lie in it as well. But interestingly, I mean, with the Sue Gray's inquest that is most likely sometime this week to come out, and the fact that some MPs who are, I mean, virtually against the party gate issue and everything, who are trying to vote of no confidence, or write a letter of no confidence in him, or agitating for those things, and the fact that they are saying that, well, those people are being threatened. So that came between Thursday and Friday, and then we have this coming on as well. Now, how do you see the whole thing happening for him? Do you think it can still stand on its 2 feet?
Actually, in last 2 weeks, when this issue came, I said there's no way he's going to basically be booted out because of it. But I think the allegations, we thought it was only one party, but the allegations are becoming more and more. And the pressure is mounting. Every 10 you see that he's being cornered. We also now understand that there's a crucial email that Sugre might have lay hands on,
yeah.
which was a kind of an advisory,
Mm-hmm.
saying that no, this is against it, this is against it. Senior officers raising concern about it. And if the party went ahead and he participated, if a senior officer raised concerns about it, I doubt if he was not made aware. Here we have Cameron also saying that, look, he was
there,
he knew, and he was warned about it. Actually, it's unpredictable. It's totally unpredictable because if you look at especially the eve of the Dukes, that did not go down well with the public at all.
Especially seeing the Queen sitting by herself.
That did not go down well with the public at all. I thought, if nothing at all, that one was very, 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 very negative. Because here's the case: people were mourning. Here's the case: even people wanted to go and pay the last respect, couldn't do it because of the regulations. There's a situation where even the head of the government, the Queen herself, has to obey the rules. Meanwhile, those people who are speaking the rules are themselves flouting it left and right, breaking it. Actually, that did not go down well with the public. But the question is, who is going to step in? I don't think Gove is want to step in for him to be branded Gove 2. Again, it's not going to happen, But it's still dicey. Anything can happen. These people do not care. These people don't care.
They don't care. But the thing is, would you want your party to go down? A few of them, the one, not a few of them, the one person who crossed carpet. Last Wednesday, you would say that he's crossed carpet, but you won't see most of them because they wouldn't want their positions to be.
And that's another thing, because he is crossing carpet. The allegations he's making are very, very bad. Again, where the whip are basically threatening that the funding for your projects or schools in your constituency will not come forth should it. And people have confirmed that look, in the past they've used blackmailing. Which is totally not. It just get to a point where people will say, okay, damn it. Damn it. He's a damn it. He's going to get to a point where saying damn it. And when it get to that point, polls are showing that, look, Conservatives are now, Boris Johnson is becoming a liability more than a plus for the party. And if last week there was a poll out which says that if they had conducted the election on that day, the Conservatives would have lost of almost 43 of the 45 rest seats that they won from the Labour. That would have been bad enough. And that would take them straight into opposition. Now the question is, how bad can it get again? For a party, elections are 2 years away, but as to whether they're going to be able to survive till then, I think there's an election in May. Is it? No,
but it's by election. I don't know whether there's an election.
No. There was an election last year, so it's going to be next 2 years. And as to whether they're going to survive to that, it's a bit of a problem.
Okay, listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. What is your take on that? 11:37 the time. We want to hear what you have to say about that. But let's move on straight to some of the other stories making the rounds across the globe, and this pertains to the UK now withdrawing some embassy staff from Kiev. Now the banter seems to be going on. They seem to be on one hand trying to use diplomatic means to solve the issue. However, on the other hand, they're thinking that over the weekend we had Russia jets flying to Belarus. They said they're going to do some exercises there and stuff like that, and they're thinking no. They're trying to just gather together and then they will just strike. But do you think that is possible now, looking at everything and the fact that now the UK government is withdrawing what do you call them,
and the US has also done same.
Let me see. I think there's a caller. I'm not sure who the person is, but let's see. Hello, good morning, this is Starr Radio UK. Hello, good morning, this is Starr Radio UK.
All right, we can't hear it.
Okay, we can't hear the person, so that's all right. Yes, Frank, what do you think about that?
Actually, these are part of politics and politics. But for me, it's about the extension of the Cold War that we are seeing. You see, I asked myself, if I were Russia, what would be my default position? Should I just fold my arms when the enemy is arming itself and doing everything to basically position its ammunition just at my next door? Are you getting me? We have been told that NATO want to absorb, or they're doing incursions for Ukraine to be part of them. Actually, that will be bad enough. Okay, if diplomatically we do not want any problem, then we should also be able to say that, okay, look, there are certain things that are red lines, that once you begin to move ammunitions towards the front line that way, you basically are telling these people that we can strike you. Why do you think...
Please just hold you for a minute. Hello. Okay, I don't think we can pick that call again. All right, sorry about that. Frank, go.
Yeah. Why would the British and why would the NATO be so much interested in trying to get Ukraine on their side? Why would they be so much interested? Here we are, anti-tank ammunitions, anti-tank this and missiles are being moved to Ukraine. Soldiers, as we speak now, are training the military over there. The question is, if you think Russia is building up, what are you also doing? You're also building up.
Yeah.
So the two sides are building up, isn't it?
Everybody's doing their
own thing. The military such Belarus, I do not think that there's anything wrong with it, because we've seen the US, the UK also conducting military exercises with other countries. You see, actually, the hypocrisy within the system that's causing all this. Look, we can organize military exercises at will with a country that we choose when we want to. But when others do it, it is as bad. The notion of we must be seen as the powers that can do anything that we want, whilst others must ask permission from us, and we are always interested in reading so much negative, or classifying people as criminals. Putin is a criminal, so everything that he does is of criminal intent. It's just like you are a foreigner. Once they see you over here, the first thing is you are a criminal. Before you have to prove yourself innocent. Are you getting me? Russia too, I don't think they should also sit down and allow them to, because if they're moving this into Ukraine, what's the guarantee that they're also not planning to invade Russia? What's the guarantee?
No. I don't think the West will want to invade Russia.
Why? We said that about Libya.
Okay.
We said that. History is there to tell us that they have invaded other countries, sometimes unjustifiably. So, what's the guarantee that they are not positioning themselves to basically invade Russia, take control of the oil, take control of the gas, and then control the whatever gas that comes to, so that they don't have to pay more? Anything is possible.
But do you think that Putin will now withdraw his troops?
No, I don't think,
because it will affect his ego. No,
I don't think. No, it's not about ego thing. I think it's a preemptive thing that he also wants to do. At times, at the front line, should anything want to happen, you also you prepared enough to respond quickly. If I were Putin, will I withdraw? No. Will I build up more? Yes, I will. It's a defensive mechanism. You're building up, I'm building up. Visible deterrent.
But Ukraine is a sovereign country.
Yes, but they are not entering the country. They've not entered Ukraine. They have not entered Ukraine. Where they are is no Ukraine territory.
Okay.
So they've not entered Ukraine.
But breathing down the necks of the Ukrainians.
It's still their country. It's still their country. You can move your neck if you want.
But do you think that it's a ploy to, reform like the USSR or a bigger Russia, something like that? Because some people have the view that that's what his intentions are to,
if that's his intention, I don't see there's anything wrong with it. It depends on the Ukrainians. But why has NATO also got intention to be able to bring these people? They're also building an ally, basically a coalition. Because that's exactly if we are talking about the USSR, it's a coalition of people who want to do things for themselves. And NATO is also using the military arm to because once you belong to NATO, basically they've absorbed you into your system because they then begin to dictate to you. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. Basically, that's what they are doing. So even Ashanti Hini and doesn't want some kings more to their destiny. So why do you think Russia? I do not. Look, they cannot escalate this. They should have an agreement that says that, in my view, no way will Ukraine be part of NATO for the next 25 years or something. Are you getting me? Because Russia too will not allow you to come and put your ammunition, because NATO is doing that because once they are able to do that, they are member. They can install any ammunition. What did they do? Polish.
Yeah.
They were going to what they call anti-missile drones and other things. Because why? They claim it's part of one of them.
Yeah.
When you want to do the same thing, I don't think Russia will allow it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work.
Well, we hope that we'll not see any war, because even we've not started the war and the price hikes of
will not be affected. Don't worry.
Oh, we will be affected. The energy prices.
Oh, that one we already impacted. We already impacted. You know.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Now, what do you think about everything that is going on? Yes, whoever was trying to call, if you were genuinely trying to call, we did our best to allow you to talk. But it looks like, I don't know, a few times we've had anonymous calls and the people whoever didn't try to talk, were just messing up there. So that's why you didn't. So if you really want to talk, you can identify yourself and we'll allow you to do so. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, moving on straight to Syria, where one issue that is happening pertaining to children who are being held in IS in prisons. Now, hundreds of children held by IS in besieged prison in Syria. The story says fears are growing over the fate of hundreds of children believed to be held by jihadist extremists inside the besieged prison in northeast Syria. Now, nearly 850 children are inside the Gorayan prison in Hosaka, which was stormed by Islamic State group fighters on Thursday. Now, triggering days of battles, at least 136 people have been killed since the jihadists launched their assault to try to free jailed fighters. Now, thousands of IS suspects are held in prison run by Kurdish authorities. The Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces Alliance, supported by US-led coalition forces, fought the IS group after it overran large parts of Syria several years ago. Now, we have Trump at the time saying that like Bush Jr. saying, oh, the war is over, we've won, blah blah blah, and they've not actually conquered the people. Now, this is a typical example of the IS is there and they have attacked.
Actually, once again, what is happening is to say to emphasize the point we've making: an ideological war can never be won through the barrel of the gun. It's never going to happen. It's never happened, and it will never ever happen. I'm here to see it, unless you bomb them to ground zero. For that, you then looking at you veering or you venturing into issues of genocide, where basically you are eliminating a whole group of people because what they believe in and other things. But once they have their remnants, you never going to succeed in completely wiping the ideology out. That is what they believe in. I've always say it has to be dialogue. Now, the Syria issue is a bit of a big problem, because now the country is more divided into three. We then have this IS, we have the Kurdish people supported by the US, and then you have the Sunni a side of it. Bashir, the president himself, the side of Bashir, the president. So you have these three factions. Now the Kurdish people, supported by the US and other coalitions, are also not working closely with the government. You then have the IS, who are also fighting. I mean, the two of them. Actually, my only worry here is about the innocent children who have been caught in the front line of the if anything at all. Those who are in charge of these, or are in charge of these organizations, who need to understand that some of these children are innocent, but again, they take them, train them, child soldiers, so that they put them at the front, at the front line. It's unfortunate, but this is what happens when we do not plan and we interfere in others' affairs. Sometimes war will not be the solution to issues. Should we have gotten to where we are? Could we have avoided these conflicts that we see in the Middle East? Is it possible that we could step back on our confrontational motive? But again, you then have to, who does it benefit? How do they benefit from war? War is business. War is profit. It gives them ground to take control. It gives them ground to be able to dictate to you and other things. I think it's the way, it's the geopolitics of the whole area, you know, because we're doing this, I mean, mainly because of Israel. I mean, Israel is one of, I mean, the people want to protect and the people want to do this for, and that is why every least opportunity we want to intervene, every least opportunity we want to get involved over there. But I mean, if God has instructed us to do that, how about the children that are created by God that keep on suffering as a direct result of our actions in one way to protect God's land? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But actually, the Middle East issue, I don't know where, because look, as this one is dying down, another one is going to come. It's an unending conflict that is going to happen from Syria. It will get to Iran, it will get to Iraq again, it will get to Lebanon again. I mean, that whole area is something else. You know?
Well, that whole area is something else. Now, what do you think? Do you think that, well, maybe some way, somehow, the ISIS can be overcome completely, exonerated, cleared, or what? And then we will have ground zero. We can start a new era in those areas. Or you think that, well, it's something that we got, like they're saying with the COVID. Yeah, it's something that we have to live with. We have to learn to live with. What do you think? We want to have your take on it. Ready? So coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 9 minutes to the top of the hour. We take a quick break. We come back and we'll go to Nigeria. We'll be looking at some of the stories making the rounds there, and then we'll be looking at Burkina Faso. What next? This is all happening in ECOWAS, or the sub region, the sub-region in Africa. Now we've had Mali, we've had Guinea, we've had which ones have we had there, and it seems to be going on now. Burkina Faso, they say that their leaders are not being up to it, and therefore they think that something has to be done about that. What do you think? Is it going to be spreading across? Well, in Ghana, we have the citizens crying out, saying that, well, we don't want this e-levy. Government thinks that, well, we're going to be passing it whether you like it or no, and therefore, so they're going to be doing that. Now, if people think that, no, we can't take it any longer, and decide to rebel, what do you think is going to happen there? Don't you go away. Just stay tuned whilst we take a sip of water, and we'll be with you. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
The best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Star Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my matchless Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Star Radio.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 3 minutes to the top of the hour. That's 3 minutes to 12. As I said, the lines will be open at 12 o'clock. But you know what? Let me open the lines now. If you want to call in, feel free to do so. You can call us on 0208 133 2257 or 580208 2257 or 58. Now those of you in the US, Canada, Caribbean area, it is 001-718-303-2737, 001-718-303-2737. To text or WhatsApp, it is 0753-966-1744, 0753-966-1744. Our Twitter handle is Star Radio UK and email address is info@starradiouk.com. With me in the studio is Mr. Frank Davis. I'm Archie, and we are looking at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, and this time around landing in or on the African continent. Okay, this time around landing on the African continent. So let's crack on with it. Now, information coming through is talking about President of Burkina Faso, Roch Kabore, who reportedly have been detained by the mutinying soldiers. But just hold on, we'll come to that. Now let's go to Nigeria. Abiola died after falling ill. He wasn't killed. There've been that story pertaining to Abiola, Chief Abiola, that he was killed by the what do you call it, the military government at the time. But former head of state General Abdulsalami Abubakar has clarified that the controversial winner of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, was not killed but died after taking ill in detention. Abiola was incarcerated in government custody by the then head of state General Sani Abacha for declaring himself as president of Nigeria after the 1993 polls, now which he was adjudged to have won. He later died in detention in 1998. Now, speaking this morning, General Abdulsalami said there was no truth in the insinuations that Abiola allegedly took poison tea before he passed on. Now, Abdulsalami, who spoke in an interview with the Trust TV, debunked the speculation that Abiola died of alleged poisoning. Now, Abubakar explained that during the incarceration of Moshood Abiola, except his personal doctor, to his knowledge, no member of his family saw him, and when he became head of state, based on consultation and interaction together with Ambassador Babagana King Gbe, he gave the family a date that will come and see him. He further explained that a day before he died, his family came to Abuja to see him. Now, stressing that for one reason or the other, the whole family could not see him at the same time. So it was agreed that when this group of his family will see him today, tomorrow the next team will see him. Now, asked how it all went, the former Nigerian leader said, well, I smile because there were lots of allegations here and there that we killed Abiola. As always, when I am talking about late Abiola, I still thank God for directing me on things to do when he gave me the leadership of the country. On the day Moshood Abiola passed away, my apologies, may he rest in peace, 2 or 3 things make me always say I thank my God for the guidance he gave me. One was I received a delegation from America headed by Pickering, who was then, I think, the Secretary of State or so in his team. Okay, yeah. In his team, I remember very well was Susan Rice. I remember very well because the role she played later. Now, so after the normal courtesy and discussions we had when they were leaving my office, Pickering said, Your Excellency, we made a request to see Moshood Abiola, but we were denied. So I said, why were you denied? Who denied you? There and then I made a decision. I said, you will see Moshood Abiola definitely. I overruled whoever said you cannot see him. So I now called my chief security officer. I said, please make arrangement for this team to see Abiola. And this is a team that came from the US. Okay, so let's go on now. So it was at this meeting when the American team was meeting Abiola, he fell sick. And suddenly, the security officers called the medical team to come and attend to him. And when they saw the situation, they said it was severe and they needed to take him to the medical center. So it was the medical team plus the American team that took him to the medical center. Unfortunately, at the medical center, he gave up. Now I said, then my security chief called and said, I have bad news for you. I asked that it was, he said Abiola is dead. I was shocked. So he's giving his reason why he thinks that he had not got a hand, because after Sani Abacha died, he was the one who Abubakar took over.
You see, this explanation to me doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. I mean, look, Abiola died how many years now? It's about almost 24 years now that Abiola died. why are you now speaking? Why didn't you speak at the time? At the time. In any case, we're not talking about you poisoning him. We're not talking about you putting a gun to his head and shooting him. We're talking about the conditions, the system that was operating at the time that contributed to his death. Why was he in the first place imprisoned? The conditions that he was subjected to in prison, were they the right condition? Was he given medical treatment until last minute? Had the Americans even not been there, would they have even rushed him to the hospital? I mean, how was he even fed at that time? Are you getting me? When the family wanted to see him, how long did you allow them to have their private medic? So you do not wait till last minute when the Americans are there. Well, probably you even had intelligence he's going to die anyway. You might have even poisoned him, knowing that he was going to die. So let them die. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up at all. It doesn't add up at all. He cannot say there's a, for me personally, to exonerate himself. If I'm the family, I'll continue. Why didn't they publish the autopsy report?
Why a postmortem even done?
At that time, were the family involved in through every stage? Actually, these are, I mean, what do you call it? Yes, he might not have directly. I mean, there's an evidence again that if he doesn't know, implicates him. Look, you are saying that the Americans told you that's a high level delegation. Telling you that they were denied access. How many people were denied access? His doctors, lawyers, family. A lot of them have been denied access. Had Americans not met you, we would have issued that caveat or that fiat that they should allow them. How many of them we even have, or how many people in Nigeria or who could have helped him survive had the opportunity to meet you for you to issue that caveat, that fiat that they should go, he should allow to be seen. Besides, what did you do to change the system? What did you do within that time to say that okay, we're now putting in place A, B, C, D, or what did you do to punish those who said no? Denied access to him. Basically, they wouldn't be acting in
isolation.
In isolation, they were acting with authority, and you were part of the military high command at that time. You were part of the military high command, so you cannot exonerate yourself today that you were not a killer. No, you killed him. You killed him.
Well, did he or did he? Well,
you killed him. You don't administer. You might not have administered the poison. You might not have administered whatever poison, but if you know this, why didn't you allow open, transparent autopsy and other things so that the family will know? I mean, 24 years you are now coming to sit on television. No, actually, it doesn't add up.
Wow. Now, just looking at that story and adding, comparing it to what is happening to Kano, who the DSS are still being that same way. They came to the court last week. The judge ruled in December that look, make sure that when he comes in, he spared his, he changes his clothing and he practices his religion, whatever he wants to do. This man came to the court and was wearing that same, that is white, this and that designer, that the same thing that he came the following day, the same thing that he's wearing. He said,
probably he decided to wear it himself. Probably he decided that's what he wants to wear.
To give them a bad name.
So in future, Buhari would then say that I did not have a hand in murder. No, the systems, because you are the leader. So if systems are going wrong and you cannot speak to the system or instruct or do anything to change the system whilst you are a leader, don't come and talk English trying to exonerate yourself, because you are the leader now. If Kano should die today, the other Sunday, anything happens to them, then their blood is on your head and it's on your hands, because it's under your watch. It's under your watch. Because here we are, people are taken to court. We see how the DSS is functioning. We see how they
a law to themselves,
and you are a leader. So don't come and tell me. We are talking about even within democracy. This is the time they are. And then 1998.
Military rule.
Come on. I mean, for Abacha's death, I mean, within that time, Abacha was the leader. We all hated Abacha that time. I confess, when I was still at Lagos, the day we had Abacha, the demonstration, we jubilated.
Now, there wasn't anybody, any leader on earth at the time that I was so scared of like Abacha. I don't know for a reason. Well, he couldn't have come to Ghana to come and do anything to me, but I was so, he was so like,
the man that put fear into the India, I mean, carnate in West Africa.
well. Listen, I start ready, okay. But what pushed the Burkina Faso to, the military to mutiny and then end up causing a coup d'etat to have taken place, or whatever they are terming it at this time. Now, it seems to be the same thing that seems to be going on in Nigeria, beheading of people, banditry and stuff like that. Now, but some angry youth have set ablaze Noble Kids School, Washu Hospital Road in Kwaji, Kano State, over the abduction and killing of a 5-year-old pupil, Hanifa Abubakar. Daily Nigerian newspaper has said, and then you go on and it talks about beheadings of Ebubegu, and the police are saying that they've arrested people. So you see that this thing is something that is going on. We talked about it hiked last year, and we thought that maybe it's going to come down. There are some communities in Kwara State, one of them, where now the insurgents or the have come out with a letter telling them, hey, you people, you are owing us this, you have to pay it.
Tax.
We have we've taken over you have to, this is a marketplace.
The rebel tax.
And you ask yourself, now, if the people get to a point where we say, look, we cannot take it any longer. We've got the military, we've got the police, and they are not acting, and therefore we want to act by ourselves. Then what do? We see a mutiny take place.
I think they have even delayed. I mean, that is, I don't know. I have this mentality, whether it is wrong or right, as hold on to it, that I've always believed that, look, states were formed from first villages, settlements forming, people coming together, I mean, deciding that this is where we want to settle, and then becoming towns and other things, coming together to form this, and that is the survival of every village first depends on the people themselves. And therefore, in my view, this is about war on a daily basis. I mean, we battle to survive. We battle, I mean, with our own mindsets, how we even survive for the next. And I do believe that if we get to a point where a community, yes, they might not have the arms, they might not have this thing, but the question you ask, whether if these people rise up now, would they have done something wrong? I'd say absolutely none. If I were there, sure, and have the capability, leaders must rise up among some of these people. If I'm a youth in that area, will I continue to kowtow to these people, or will I do something trying to survive, I mean, freely? If I do not agree with what they're doing, I'm going to do my own mobilization.
You're going to be a David thing,
and I'm going to organize my own rebels. And we're going to start also do a jungle war with this, because if the state cannot protect us, then we must protect ourselves. And it's very shameful. Now, you look at the insecurity that is happening. I mean, we're talking now about Burkina Faso. What is happening at Burkina Faso? Just last 2 weeks, we had an announcement from the ECOWAS that are saying that they've
placed sanctions on Mali.
Mali. Well, Burkina Faso is part of those who place sanctions on them. Right? But I don't care. I mean, it's happening again. It's happening again. That should tell you that, look, we've come to a point where our leaders within the sub-region, especially West Africa sub-region, have seen democracy as a tool to oppress their own. And they're using it effectively. But it's get to a point where now people are now saying, no, this is not what democracy is about. This is not what we bargained for. And if we want to, I mean, continue on this path, then our constitution again will tell us that we must fight for our constitution. And if people are breaking it left and right, then we must. I'm not just fighting a coup, but it must serve as a warning to our leaders that, look, You're doing things with impunity just because you think people have queued, voted for you. What essence of voting if you governing not for the people, but you governing for yourself, kind tea and other things?
Yeah.
This is a third coup.
Yeah.
Within the sub-region.
Yeah.
The third coup.
Yeah, I was just trying to count them. That's a Guinea, Mali, and Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
And we have trouble in Chad already.
Yeah. This is a third coup. I mean, Nigeria, everything that over there is not a peaceful country as we call certain part of Nigeria. You get me? It's just a matter of time. You know, two things that have caused this uprising or this whatever mutiny they want to term it. One was people rigging election, I mean, moving the just around, and one was the fact that the government were not being able to protect the citizens, and the people are thinking, no, that is not on. Actually, I can tell you for a fact that there was nearly a coup in Ghana in 2020 and 21. Yeah, there was nearly a coup. It's only God who saved Ghana.
Really?
Yes, there was nearly a coup in Ghana.
Is it Alajo?
It's not. No. They are small feet. They are small. I mean, there was nearly a coup. Actually, you go to an election and you see glaring that these are happening, and people are using state institutions to perpetuate crime against the very constitution that is. I mean, people are defending. There were people who wanted to. I mean, to overtake the country. People wanted to overtake the country. We are not out of the woods yet. Africa, the whole especially the West Africa, is still fragile. Yeah. It is still fragile. There was nearly a coup in December 2000 and January 2001. There was nearly a coup.
2021.
Last year there was nearly a coup in Ghana.
Wow.
You thought all those things that were going on in Supreme Court and other things. Actually, look, we can't side with anyone. But the last thing you want in every country is that institution of state should not be used as tools against their own people. Once you begin to do that, you're giving room for people to start asking questions as to what are the institutions there for then? What is the need? Today you can have your military, you can have them, but it just look, history tells us that no military high command, only a few of them have risen up against the military.
Yeah.
They are in the pocket. It's always the middle and the junior ranks.
Yeah.
And the middle and the junior ranks.
And that's why Buhari thinks that they say he has appeased the top hierarchy of the military. So, they've given me assurance that we are okay.
I wish him all the best. When it comes to even running, the top rank, they might not be able to run.
Why? Because they are belly full.
How many of them can run? Yes, it's command that you can give. And that is. But when you give command and people disobey the command, what do you do?
What do you do?
What do you do? You turn to the next person trying to display and they say, no, we also will not do it. Are you getting me? It's a bit dangerous. Yeah, it's a bit dangerous.
But do you think that will make the leaders in that sub-region, I mean, sit up now? Because it's happening to, I mean, it's only a fool who say that, no, it's happening to my neighbor, it's to my neighbors, this, and I don't give a monkeys about it. I also go on. But if what is causing them to do whatever they are doing, people see it in another form happening in their own backyard, then maybe the leaders will have to sit up.
Yeah, well, if you'll be a fool not to sit up. Cote d'Ivoire, for instance, for me, they're sitting on a ticking time bomb. Serious ticking time bomb. They're sitting on a serious ticking time bomb.
But I think Ouattara has been able to bring the opposition.
It might seem that way. It might seem and look that way. But actually, still the constitution was violated. Still, he's occupying the seat illegally. Togo is another. It's another one. Actually, the South region is not out of the woods yet. And if ECOWAS think they are issuing threats and other things, at the end of the day, I mean, the people of Mali, for instance, if you look at how they've rallied in favor of the way they are supporting their president, their leader, I mean, they've made useless and stupid of whatever ECOWAS. Here's a case, even if I need a flight from Ghana to what do you call it, Mali, I can get one. I need to either use Air France. You get so which border which border are you closing? Are you getting me? Which border are you closing? Tickets are still so what are you talking about, air and sea border? When you do not have flights that move directly,
then instead of we've granted them. So
look, when we had this attack in what they call it, Egypt, and the airspace was closed, what did we see? Airline stops. Right. Air France, has Air France stopped going to Mali?
No.
So what are they talking about?
Interesting. But let's digress a bit. Now, people say that look, when we have constitutional rule, and then because things are not taken along, and we have the military or some people taking over, it resets the whole pattern, and we go back. Do you think that is because this one that the military came in and they can't start destroying infrastructure or anything? No, what is going to happen is maybe sanctions that is placed on them. If they tell you that these are the reasons why we did that, I'm going to give you a year, I'm going to put it together, we go for election, and the right people out. How will the country go back?
Actually, sometimes they say that because of the institutional capacity and institutional memory that sometimes is destroyed. Because, for instance, if we have a parliamentary system that is building on certain institutions and is built on certain experiences, and you take over, what you've done is basically set those back. Basically, probably the speaker might have gathered some experience to govern, or there are certain structures, democratic structure that help the
so those are the setbacks that we have from the
you have certain setbacks. But you see, the question we're gonna be asking again is, are we moving forward with those institutions in place, or we moving side, or we pretending to be moving forward? At the end of the day, the institutions should be there, but of what benefit are these institutions is they are not working in the interest of the people, but the institutions are working for those who are in charge of the institutions. Now, who is benefiting? Is that a few that are in charge of the system that are benefiting, or the majority? And in my view, sometimes it is necessary to step back to be able to go forward, because at the end of the day, sometimes you want to push forward, you continue to swim in the mistakes and basically swim towards one side, whereas others are suffering. If, for instance, we're telling ourselves that in Ghana, that a whole year or just 1 year, that every month 1 billion, at least 1 billion is lost to corruption, right? Every month, 1 billion. Actually, do you know what that means? 1 billion every month. It means every day we're losing about 34 million. Every single day we're losing about 34 million to corruption, right? About 34 million every single day. And you tell me that because of democracy we should allow such rot to continue, when those who are supposed to act are not acting because they are benefiting directly, because those who are involved are people who support them in power. And you tell me that if military intervene today, I'll cry and say we'll send the country back. Let the institutions that, yes, we know we have institutions to deal with, but let us see that the institutions that we have all crafted through the democratic process to deal with such ills are functioning. Are functioning. If you can tell me that from 2016 to this day, we do have about 34 billion of Ghana money that has gone to illegal hands, and we do have institutional public accounts committee, IOCO, police CID. We have what do you call it, special prosecutor's office, but we cannot see, or we are not seeing justice being done, that these people are being paraded, assets frozen, money collected and given back to the state and to, and you then see hospitals, clinics without beds, ambulance calling ambulance, not responding. That things that can be avoided or can be solved with some of those money is leading to people dying needlessly. Then for me, there's no point, I mean, in continuing that path. If the military takes over, we can say the correction. Why not? The only problem is when the military take over, any time they're coming back again, it's the same elites. It's the same people that are recycled in one form or the or shape to come and take over. So it's basically cost 90.
Wow, listeners, quite an interesting scenario going on the African continent. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. 12:23 the time, exactly at 12:45 we should have HRH Linda Palian all the way from Cyprus joining us on Career 101 to make a date with her once she comes on. But at the juncture, we have arrived in Ghana. Now the first deputy speaker of parliament is concerned about the current composition of the lawmaking chamber. Now his party, the New Patriotic Party, has 137 seats, now same as the opposition National Democratic Congress, while the independent candidate works with the NPP, making them the majority group, so-called. Okay, that's what he because he said so-called majority, which we all know that is not the majority. Now he said how to deal with the challenge of taking advantage of the one majority that we have, knowing that we never be able to rely on the speaker in these circumstances. Now people are trying to lay the blame on the doorsteps of the speaker, that is because the speaker who is not making things tick along nicely, so that the executive and the legislature are working hand in hand and we are getting things done. But the legislature is there to challenge things, to discuss things, debate things, and make sure that okay, we've all come to an agreement that this is a right path for the country to go. And we know that before they went on recess, the banter that took place because of this e-levy thing, and they seem to be blaming the speaker there, and thank God, not in a good way. I'm not saying that thank God that is ill, no, but that is out of the country.
Actually, with all due respect, I think Joe Wise is speaking as a Joe fool. In my view, because at the end of the day, actually, it's not making sense. I understand that they are used to a culture where they've always, the governing party has always had a majority, and therefore the executive has always rubber stamped whatever they want to do through what they call it, parliament. Even if they're giving you poison, that you and I know that the move they are making will not help, what do? They stamp their way out of it because they must please the executive. The Joe Wise should even be lucky that they use basically an orthodox means, illegal means, to garner the numbers they have, because Savlugu's seat, for instance, was stolen from the opposition. We all know what is happening at Techima. Even Joe Gate's seat, to a large extent, was stolen, and you're gonna just blame the Canarian, basically the NDC for going public too early to start announcing the parliamentary seat that they had. But for that, I mean, they would have been having at least 140 seats in parliament, and that would have been very, very interesting. Because at that time, even voting strength would have. They would never. Actually, let's take a classic example. Look at what happened during Marquis' return. Look at what happened during Ejapa. Even fools that could not read were against Ejapa there. What did they do? When the opposition stepped out, what did they do? To pass it. They decided to pass. They tell you it has been passed. Actually, just last week, a few days ago, we saw the devastation that happened in what they call Begosu area.
Yeah.
Where there was that
explosion. Yeah.
Actually, what it tells us that the people within the mining community are at the front line and at the receiving end of everything negative about mining. From the pollution that comes through their water, air pollution. Some of them, their lungs have been taken from them.
Yeah.
Now, these are people who constantly are under threat from activities of mining. And we saw what happened.
Yeah.
Tell me, the Ajapa deal that we're crafting at, which part of it was benefiting these people?
No, none.
People who reside not close to the effects that we saw the other one were those who were, going to be benefiting from whatever
the mining,
was. But what did you do? We saw how quickly they passed it through Parliament, and they were justifying it. The PDS deal. Are you get me? No, are we being told that Parliament or our Parliament are as stooges, that they are robots that they cannot think again, to a point where because NDC is in power, they must pass everything from NDC. MPP is in power, they must pass everything for MPP. For the first time, we're having a bit of check and balance. Having a bit of check and balance. Yes, they still have their majority. The only thing that makes it difficult for them now is that they must make sure their MPs are, that assuming the MPs are also like sheep, like I said earlier on, that they cannot basically agree that, look, I don't agree with this. What is the speaker doing? He has openly expressed his reservation about that. If he cannot bring his experience to bear, if he cannot bring what he believes also to bear, what he thinks will help the country, he cannot just be there as a stooge. That, look, the president wants this and therefore must go to it. No. If he thinks that there are tools available to him that will help, we saw the gay bill. That is coming on in March, right? It's coming on in March. If he cannot use, his position to benefit the country, then what's the point? So if you think relying on him, sending him money, he should agree. Try that you went to
withdrawing his security.
You can't push him like the way Mike Way was being pushed, or like the way all other government have pushed speakers to their line. Then so be it, and Ghanaians will be those who benefit from it. Look, this e-levy, for instance, actually, people are against it. Even the structure of it, the nature of it, actually, Cameroon demonstration, that even 0.25%. 0.25%. Here we have been to 1.75. Not even only that, actually, the wealth tax that comes with it. They calculate at the end of the year if you've transferred by 30. Actually, you see.
After that.
Oh yes. We are not saying that. They are not telling us. Yes.
So not just the 1.75.
Actually, no. And the most annoying thing about this is that, actually, you see, get fun. The e-levy proceeds, market. Once we pass this bill, next year they are going to use it as collateral. I'm telling you, they're going to use it as collateral. They will tell you, this is what we give us loan, so that just like the way we have get fund and money enters go, so your account now become transit point. That is what the e-levy is going on. Now they say they will pass it tomorrow. Let's see. They say they will pass it tomorrow by 1st of what do you call it? By 1st of next month they start collection. Meanwhile, we even don't know the software they are going to use to collect it. All those things have not been made clear to us. How are you going to? There's a question that someone sent me, which I thought was very, very, very interesting concerning this e-levy. It has to do with a gentleman who I think was asking questions about how it was going to be admitted. Let me see if I'll see the question. And it was an interesting piece during the question and answer session. And you realize that even the minister himself, they seems not to, have gotten their act together, and it's going to result in a lot of chaos when this is implemented. I just pray and hope that, look, Archie, Ghanaians, we don't have a problem.
Because my worry is, I don't want what is happening in other countries to happen in Ghana. Now, when you are introducing something and the people are complaining about it, you don't become stiff-necked and just to push the thing through.
Yeah, actually, the fact is that the government has seen that as the only guaranteed source of revenue now. But actually, from where I sit, there's certain information. The minister, we have money, we have this, and they're lying. Actually, they're lying. If by March they don't have any other source of money, actually, they're not going to be able to pay salaries.
Wow.
They're not going to be able to pay salaries because interest rates alone are eating whatever they are mobilizing now. And that's why they are so desperate to be able to pay. That's why they are desperate. The only problem we're having, for instance, is that why are they not doing anything about the expenditure area?
The waste. You're talking about the waste.
Yeah. So that was one of the questions. He said, Mr. Minister, please, what software are we using for the collection of the e-levy? And this was the answer from the minister. There's no software yet for the collection. Just develop your software and collect the levy for Ghana Revenue Authority. The law will be passed by 25th, that is tomorrow, and by 1st February the collection must start. Now, so we do not have any standard this in that will basically the telcos or whoever are going to collect are going to use for it. So the second question said, please, if someone transfer more than 100 Ghana, how will I determine whether the person has passed the threshold, since there's no way to determine if the person has already exceeded the threshold? So I transfer from number 1 here, I go to another place, I transfer, or I do the transfer. How will someone know at that point in time that this was the answer? Just charge 1.75 and assume that the person has exceeded the threshold. Then when the person comes complaining, you can initiate a withdrawal process. Here's the case. We're talking on people should come complaining. So we are now creating a system again where we're going to set conflict between those at the front end and then the customers now. Now, Ted, how long will the withdrawal process take? So you've charged me, I want my money back. He said it can take 24 hours. But if the money entered the consolidated fund, then the person must know that it will take some process. So I come that you've overcharged me. How would I know that the money has entered
the consolidated?
And if the money has entered the consolidated, what has that got
to do with me? It's my money. You've overcharged me. Give my money back.
You see what we're setting up. Actually, we do have a problem. I do believe we can look at the expenditures side. I think there's too much wastage in the system. And we're not doing that. And that is my worry.
Last week they brought the deputy finance minister, what is his name, to court for loss
to forcing
for the ambulance. Now I was of the view that, look, if this ambulance, Kojo too was agreeing with me there. Now if these ambulances came in, we're not saying that the vehicles are not good. We're just saying that the equipment that are on board are not up to scratch, and therefore we could have spent, call it another 2 million or maybe 3 million to fit whatever things in it, and those ambulances will work. But we leave them there, they got rotten. Now that taxpayer who is now going to be charged 1.75 is the same person's money that has been used to buy that thing. And then we come again. Now give us some more money to do that. And I ask myself,
those ambulances issue is a very complicated issue, and there's a lot of politics that is being played. As we speak, there's a container that has been at Ghana port for close to 5 years now. That has not been cleared.
Why?
And in that container, equipments that were aimed or were going to be used to finalize the ambulances are in there.
Oh,
okay. So the ambulances were shipped. I saw videos recently. There was this and that was even conducted on the videos. Yes, there were certain things that were not there, but there's a container that has everything that needs to make those ambulances move. In fact, as a matter of fact, in 2018, there was another negotiation between the current health minister and the company that was in charge of. They agreed.
Yeah.
There was a dispute resolution mechanism that is inbuilt in the contract. Why have we not given chance for that? Why have we not given chance for the goods that are even at the port to be used to refurbish the ambulances? Actually, it's because, one, we do not punish people enough for causing
financial loss.
And the financial loss is not about people who sign contract alone. It's about people who have caused those items to get rotting. As we speak, there were vehicles that were procured called Unuado Hospital during Muhammad's time. Those were supposed to be mobile hospitals with operation theater and generators, big from America, that was Ford, that were supposed to be used to go to rural areas to undertake surgeries and other things. Actually, ask me, where are they? They are there rotting. In 1998 or whatever it is, gallopers that were procured to be given to what the district assemblies, we left the gallopers at Medina to get rotten. NDC MPP came, they abandoned them. The Thomas NDC came, they abandoned them. At the end of the day, the taxpayer paid for them. Actually, for me, so when you look at all these and you see Burkina Faso arrive in Ghana or Mali arrive in Burkina Faso, why do you complain?
No, because I think our leaders, honestly, I ask myself, so assuming the first person who did the contract, who went to the contract, I mean, has done something wrong, does that mean that we need to let the whole thing just go bad and waste that money? Actually, can't we salvage a bit of it from there too, because of the taxpayers' money?
No, it's because your money is being played. Politics is what they use in determining what should be used, what your money should be used for. No, we will not salvage it. And the reason we do not salvage some of these things is because there's no interest, there's no gain in old contracts. Like Gabi Ochre, when they came to power, a friend of mine who was supposed to be drafted in, and I'll say it anyway, we're supposed to go around contractors and ask them, if you pay 40%. And I dare say that this ambulance is because the company has refused to pay a certain percentage to those who were supposed to push the deal. So if you don't want to pay, they don't care. We need to get to a point. This current health minister, by now, should be answering questions. Why were those taxpayers' money? Why have they been packed? You remember the CTFM journalist? Who was assaulted? Why? Because he went and filmed cars. Cars packed taxpayers' money. Right? Packed taxpayers' money. And we want to be implementing e-levy to collect more. When what we collect, we are
wasting it.
Actually, that was Ghana.
No, it's sad. It's sad because last week, myself and Kojo, we were talking about that. Even here we got two types of ambulances. We got the one that is fully equipped, and we have the other one that is normally used for transporting Yeah, so if it's not too critical, they can use. So why couldn't we use that for that purpose? And then in addition to, I don't get it.
Well, it's because it's not a system that wants you to get it.
Honestly,
it's not a system that wants you to get it. It's a sick system. It's a sick system. Something happened, and this is a funny story, but I was quiet in the lift. I went to the speakers. I went to Parliament House, and I went to the speakers block. They were doing. I went to Job 600, and whilst I was coming down on the lift, I was my younger brother. The lift that we took, the defense minister was in the lift. So the defense minister was standing right behind me. There were two gentlemen also who were in the lift. I was surprised that he entered that lift, because normally the MPs were supposed to take another lift and the public take a different lift. So once we were coming down, for me, I kept quiet in the lift. I was just quiet. Then one gentleman was complaining about basically the extent to which country Ghana is going, that Ghana is not worth dying for. Then the defense minister stepped in. He was asking the gentleman, have you traveled or have you been to any other country before? And the guy said, yeah, I've traveled a few countries. And then the defense minister, look, I've been to every country in the sub-region. In fact, even last week, I was in Sierra Leone to represent the president on something. And as Ghanaians, we need to count ourselves blessed, because what is happening in another area started giving an example of even Cote d'Ivoire, where you enter, you need to cross a river and all those things. So I was listening carefully. You see, Aji, the conclusion that I came to is that these guys are comparing what we could be or our standards with our neighbors or people who are underperforming.
So we are doing better.
We are not challenging ourselves, because what everything that the defense minister was saying was an excuse to tell us that, look, we are better off than our neighbors.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, when you are sick, you do not go to Sierra Leone to seek medical examination. No. When you are sick, when Akufo-Addo is sick,
he comes to the UK.
He comes to the UK. So when are you going to start comparing yourself to the best out there? I was like, my younger brother, I touched my, we're laughing, we're smiling, we're looking at each other, we're laughing. I got out of the lift, I was like, crazy. But that was a cabinet minister.
Wow.
That was a defense minister. That was the current defense minister who should be pushing this country forward. Telling us that because Sierra Leone is bad, Ghanaians should accept the state at which we are. So, yes, we do not have enough ambulances in Sierra Leone. Therefore, when you have ambulances that are even being used to cast cement, you shouldn't complain. That when the ambulance services has a policy that when you call them, you should be prepared to pay what do you call it, the petrol fare of 600 Ghana before the ambulance can move. Should your relative die, you should not complain, because even in Guinea, Equatorial Guinea, they might not even have the ambulances. Meanwhile, when they are sick, they do not go to Equatorial Guinea. When they are sick, they do not go to Ivory Coast. When they are sick, their wives and the things are sick, they fly them. So why can't we compare ourselves to the best?
Maybe one day we'll compare ourselves to the best, but until then,
not our lifetime, actually. I don't think so. I've not given up. The recruiter have given up.
I've given up. I think I've joined.
Have you joined it?
Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I listened to that conversation from the defense minister in the lift. Actually, I was just shocked. This December, I was shocked. I was like, this is a cabinet minister. This is a defense minister. Littlewood.
Wow.
Littlewood. Those are the comments he was making. I was standing right in front of him. Thank God I wasn't a suicide. I didn't have estimate button.
Estimate. Well, we don't want to. Okay. Linda, I think you have to call us back because I can't see you. Can you hear me? I can't see you. All right then. So Linda is going to call us back. But well, Frank, whilst we're waiting for Linda to call us back, let me see whether I can see her now. Yes, we can see her now. Frank, a quick one before we go to Linda.
Let me say good morning to good afternoon to our beautiful royal Linda. Happy New Year to you, and we hope this year brings us more of your wisdom, and we pray that people support your good work that you're also doing, and may the Lord also bless your good works.
Linda, you've got blessings this morning, you know.
That's what I wish for.
So much. And same to you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Great.
Much better.
Great. How was the weekend?
Good. Busy. Busy but good.
Okay.
House, so it's a lot of packing boxes and all of that.
You moved houses?
Yeah.
Thank God, this lady is doing good. We have to go to Cyprus now. I mean, we are moving from Ghana to Cyprus. I think that's a better place to be. At least you get a bit of warmth, but you get good economy there. Well, listeners, HRH Linda Pali, and she's going to come your way, or she's going to be telling us, or be dealing with Career 101 this afternoon. So wherever you are, don't you go away at all. We're going to be crossing straight to her. What are we looking at this afternoon?
So we're looking at careers advice for young people, college students and university students.
Okay, careers advice for young people. Okay, I got my younger daughter who is in her final year. She came over, I think, a couple getting to the weekend. She was telling me she was getting ready to write her thesis or something. She's been quite busy. Yeah, but you ask some of them, she knows what she's doing now. You have some of them who get into the uni and you're asking them, what do you really want to do? And they're not sure of it. You have those of them in sixth forms, and theirs is even a worst case scenario. So what I've done is, some of the youth in the church, when I come to church every Sunday, they have to come and talk to me because I want to find out what is going on in their heads. Okay? So, well, if you're a parent listening to us, this is the program that you have to be on this afternoon, because HRH Linda is going to lead you and teach you what you can do for people who need this advice. That is our children and our children's children. What about that? Okay, Linda, over to you.
Fantastic. I love what you said about helping the youth and at least talking to them and having those conversations. And that's the importance of careers advice, just starting those conversations and planting those seeds early.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time when we're working with adults, they're like, oh, I wish I had somebody like you when I was young. And you really don't want them to wait to that time before they start thinking, oh, could I really make a career out of this hobby that I've been doing, or is this even possible for me? What do I need to get into this career? Because sometimes we're looking at our parents or people that are older than us, and we think, oh, I really want to do what they do, and we have no idea what it is or if logistically it's possible for us. So the earlier young people start having these conversations, the better. So it's amazing to at least ask the question, what do you want to do? It's a ratty question, nobody wants to answer that. It starts you thinking. You don't have to have an answer, but it gets you thinking, if I had all the resources in the world, what would I be doing? Where would I be spending my time? How can I apply my existing skills into a career to get some money? Whatever it is, or to do something that is fulfilling to me, or to make a difference. So definitely careers advice is very important at any age, at every age. Whether you're young, whether you're thinking of changing careers later in life, whether you're planning retirement, it's important because our vocation is pretty much where we spend most of our time. So it's important to at least feel confident in what we're doing.
So this, go on.
I've listed 10 steps that I use for young people to start thinking about. But of course, if you're not a young person, you know a young person, then do direct to them this way. And if not, it's interesting for an older person just to listen what they can be doing right now, as well if you're planning a career change or promotion. So we'll start. The first step is seek internship opportunities. You know, a lot of people wait until maybe the college or the university organizes it. But as a proactive young person, it's good. There's so much competition out there. So you really need to start. Internships is really important, whether it's a compulsory part of your course or not. It's important to get that done early. Don't get caught up in your working part-time that you miss out on an internship opportunity. A lot of people do the bar work and the waitressing and the weekend job, so you don't have time for an internship because it eats into your time. You're building your future, so sometimes you have to weigh the pros and cons. I remember when I was working for a supermarket and I had this internship opportunity to go work in China for a bit, and the supermarket wouldn't give me the time off to go do that, you know. And they literally asked me to choose between that, and of course you can understand them because they're managing a business and they have their staff and their concerns. So again, this is another good point. Listen, be careful whose advice you take, because they might be encouraging you to stay because it suits them. But what is good for you and your future in the long term? You know, and then when you weigh it, you can do that. So definitely for internship opportunities, networking, you leverage in your network, people from church, people from your academic tutors, people, your friends' parents who might be in careers that you want to do, fairs, research, internet research. A lot of us consume social media in the social context, but it's a great way to pull together a nice pool of people that are interested in what they do that you can reach out to and sort of seek an internship that way too. So don't miss out on those opportunities to expand your network and to be able to secure an internship without waiting for your school to organize it. Because even when the schools organize it, you still have the application process to do. So you might as well get in there. The second aspect about getting your career work in is the work study program. Sometimes you can, if your institution doesn't offer it, you can create it, you can arrange this yourself. Within Europe, they have the Erasmus program. I think the UK still benefits from the Erasmus program, perhaps in a different way, but or other equivalent programs where you can go and exchange in a different country, maybe even in the same country, but maybe doing 6 months of your course on a different project so that you're able to get the work experience simultaneously and have it count towards your credits for your final project. This happens definitely in universities, but also in some colleges. So look up those things and if it's possible for you in your grade. And sometimes we don't want to, sometimes it means that you might stay behind 1 year if you're doing a work study program. But of course, for most universities, the fees are not the same as well. So I know that's a big concern for students. If I'm going to do 4 years rather than 3 years of my education, I might as well finish my degree early. Sometimes you're better off doing the longer period of time and then waiting for and then securing yourself, because sometimes, and actually most of the time, internships lead to long-term employment. So it's really something to consider, and especially parents as well of young people, rather than just thinking about the money aspect or hurry up and start being a profitable member of society.
Leave me alone.
So sometimes the network and the connections you make during your internship are far more valuable than any sort of entry graduate role you might do later on. Or you might settle for any sort of entry level role you might settle for because you graduated and you find out no one's hiring. So that's important. The third thing you can do is to grow your skills and knowledge and keep your skills up to date. So again, expanding the range of skills that you have, getting certificates for the skills, extracurricular skills that you're building up. So whether you're doing an online marketing course, or if you're doing an online budgeting course, or whatever it is that's complementary to what you're working towards, will stand you in good stead. You don't want to finish uni and then not be promoted over another person or not be employed because that person has maybe did a marketing degree and you've got a communications degree, and all the difference would be a 2-hour marketing program to say you've got a certificate. So it's important to start looking at these sort of satellite skills that will help you and give you the extra edge over other candidates for your graduate role. And in general, it's good practice to be a more well-rounded person. So that's really important for young people to think about, but also for the workforce in general. So a range of skills will really help. The fourth aspect is to stay focused. Stay focused on your search. Start searching early, whether it's your first year or you just turned 15. Start searching early. Start asking these questions early, as I said. And stay focused on it as well. Keep an eye on the market and the industry, what's doing, what new is coming up in the industry, where is it going, how can I prepare myself to enter this marketplace, and so future planning really will help you and keeping focused, definitely. Number 5 is to balance with the personal life, and I think this is really important. It's not necessarily a concrete actionable skill, but it's really important. I see a lot of baby boomers, so people that now 50s, 60s, who have worked all their lives and never had any fun, because they had to be. They were so focused on work, and therefore, in their 50s, 60s, sometimes 40s, they start going off the rails a little bit because they need to have there's a balance to be had in all of this. So definitely as a young person, keep some hobbies, make sure that you're having a balanced personal life, and it also stops the psychological problems later. It gives you a sense of well-being, because in the West we're more focused on the future, what's going to happen, what's my next promotion opportunity, where's my next paycheck coming from, that we don't live in the now. And sometimes this chase can feel endless, and then one day you wake up and realize you haven't lived at all. So the balance is definitely important, and it makes you well-rounded as an individual as well. And of course, it helps with your network when you're looking for contacts or introductions into a particular field or into a particular company. If you have networks, and maybe in your shooting class or in your dance class, who might be able to help you, again, knowing them informally, again, build your network. The next point is pursue your passion. As a young person as well, you can afford to pursue your passion. Anyone can afford to pursue their passion. I don't want that to be misleading, but as a young person, because you don't have that many dependents yet, or if any at all, you can afford to see how far you'll get with the things that you're passionate about, and how you can apply them into an industry that will then pay you and you can make a career of. Because out of when you're passionate about something, it's easy to to spend more time doing it. It's easy to master the skill because you're interested naturally anyway. You seek more, and therefore you're more likely to be better than someone that's not passionate about it and just doing it because it's a job. So that's a good place to start. What am I attracted to? And it could be what you're doing, but also what you're consuming and watching. You may not necessarily be doing it physically, but it interests you when somebody talks about it, or it interests you as a program on TV or whatever it is. It's a good place to start to look at what's grabbing my attention and how can I leverage this in my career. Okay, and then seventh point will be to strive for excellence, and I think Frank touched on this earlier. Stay motivated and strive for excellence. A lot of young people, especially when you're given an opportunity, they think, oh well, it's just an internship, or I'm only young, so there's not the attention to detail or the care that is attached to it. It's like, oh, it's only a little thing, I'll be forgiven, I'm a young person, oh, I can leave early. They understand that I have a life.
I will suck you. Linda, we can't hear you. Okay, yeah. No, it's faint, very faint.
Nothing changed on my end.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to be coming up a bit now. Okay, go on.
Just as we got to the good bit.
Go on, we can hear you now.
Okay, fantastic. So, I was talking about doing things right.
Yeah.
Of course, when you practice getting away with doing the bare minimum, a lot of people say, oh, it's just a part-time project, I don't need to do it right. That becomes your habit, and even when you want to do it with the best of intentions, you don't have the ability to because you're out of practice. So every opportunity, whether it's an internship, whether it's a part-time, whether it's a volunteering opportunity, whether it's paid, whether it's not paid, do it to the best of your ability. You build the skill that way, and you never know who would see that work and reward you for that. It's really important, and it's one of these short-sighted ways of looking at things. And I saw that a lot in Ghana, and of course how I grew up. We think, oh, 80, yeah, it's pretty much there, or I'm almost finished, it's 4 o'clock, or before we know it's 5, let me go early, and you sort of don't have the attention to detail as you need. So that's really important for young people. Build that skill earlier, and everybody will appreciate it. Everybody, wherever you go, whatever work opportunity, they appreciate it if you do something to the best of your ability. And also that you're resourceful. Managers love people that are resourceful. Don't wait and ask a question of, oh, where do I do this, when you could easily Google it. You know what I mean? Like, people ask questions where you think, oh, how do I use this program again? And it's a 5-minute search in Google, and you wouldn't have wasted their time. And that's really helpful too. So again, building those skills that is going to make you employable and keep you employed is really important. And then of course, using the resources that are available to you as a young person, whether it's, again, as you said, like a church mentoring program, whether it's your school's career service, whether it's these incentives the companies have for taster days where you can just apply and do an internship. There's a lot of opportunities available to you. Find them, know them, use them. These will really help you. The older you get, these opportunities either become less or they're more expensive. So as a young person, if you have an opportunity to get a free resource, get free access, use LinkedIn Pro, whatever it is, I think I know Microsoft office used to do, this is ages ago, I don't know what the new programs are, but they used to do a student discount. Apple still do student discount. All of those, use those resources you have and build up your skill. Photoshop as well, have a free version for students as well. And if you can be able to learn that and build your skill, super important. And then let's create opportunities as well. Number 9 is to create opportunities. You don't have to wait to be handed an opportunity. Create your own opportunity, whether it's starting your own side hustle, doing a blog, looking into entrepreneurship, building your network, whether it's recent graduates or people on your course or that have done your course that you can do an insight day with or a shadowing with. And of course, online, people you meet online as well, safely, of course. But you can generate opportunities towards the career that you're heading for. And then finally, the 10th point is to find companies on social media. You can get a lot more insight into a company now from what they put out, what they share, who they're in contact with, who is recruiting in what department, what their day-to-day is like. So again, making use of social media on the corporate side as well, on the company side, to get more of an insight or to get a foot into the door is really helpful.
Wow. Listeners, you could see that this time around, I did my best not to interrupt her for her to flow all out, because these are 10 steps that if you take, it will help you a great deal in your career. I mean, as she said earlier on, there are some things that I do ask myself, that should I have had advice at the time, I thought, whoa, I would have been that step ahead, several steps ahead. But we didn't have the opportunity where you have now, where you have programs going on advising parents as to what your wards can do or what you can do directly. But this is why Starr Radio UK, in conjunction with HRH Linda Pali, is doing our best to bring your way, so that you know that when you sit back another 5 years, even call it 2 years, even a year, you see that, wow, I took this advice, and because of that, look at where I find myself. So you can count your blessings, and not sitting down one day and putting your hands in your finger in your mouth and biting it and saying, I wish. It might be too late by then. But well, it's not too late for you now that you are still alive, listening to what we will want you to listen to. This program is going to be ready on the podcast in the next few minutes, and you can go to the social media platform, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, where we broadcast it on, and go really listen to it. It will help you a great deal, because people have to pay money to go for seminars to listen to such advices from them. But you've had it for free this morning or this afternoon. What do you think about that? Well, Linda, let me come back to you. You just sum it up quickly, and then you can put your contact details, and we can talk about my books as well.
Fantastic. So we've been talking about career advice for young people and for the youth, and the key is to start early, to make it to take advantage of the opportunities you have now, the resources, ask, social media, whatever it is you have at your disposal. You don't have to have everything, but wherever you are and whatever resources you have, make the most of it. Make the most of the contacts you have, the people you come in contact with, and make it known what you're looking to do, and seek out people who are in the same industry that might be able to help you get there. So we've shared 10 aspects of how to get your career started as you're young, because again, it takes a while to be promoted, So the earlier you start, the better it is for you. We all admire 30-year-old CEOs or 25-year-old CEOs, and they started when they're young. And parents give them the opportunity. You're being given the opportunity now, so definitely make the most of it.
Okay, so let's talk about the books now.
To help you with these, with your studies and with these resources, you can see on your screens now there's 3 books that are really all you need to take your career to the next level. The first book, How to Career, it's really 6 steps, 6 simple steps that helps you evaluate a career opportunity. Maybe you want to be an engineer. Is this the right career for you? So using the 6 steps, you can have a checklist. Do I care about it? Is it genuinely authentic to me, or am I following other people? Do I have a reason why? Does it excite me? Do I have the support system or the network, the environment to be able to do that? And how much does it pay as well? So you have all of that resource in How to Career. And this is available on Amazon, online. It's available on Book Depository. It's available Waterstones online, Nielsen. Any online book, How to Career by Linda Pallian, you'll find it any online bookshop. And then the second one is career success. Once you've decided what career you're going into, or if you're currently working at the moment, how to get to the next level, to get promoted, to get the recognition you deserve, to get the credibility you deserve, and also the money that you deserve. Definitely career success. That takes it a step further from book 1, How to Career, and it gives you tools to be able to increase your perceived value in the marketplace, and that's where the money comes in. So it's talking about how to effectively network, how to answer interview questions, how to build yourself up, to create a brand for yourself and create a presence in the workplace. Career success really helps you with that. And again, that's available online anywhere in a lot of bookshops as well. Just search Career Success by Linda Pallian, and that should come up on Amazon, Book Depository, Waterstones, everywhere. And then finally we have the Ultimate Career Workbook, and that needs no introduction. It's a workbook where you can actually write in the book itself, and it's a step-by-step checklist of, have I done everything I can do to be at the top of my career right now, and what's my next step? What am I looking for? What am I heading towards? What can I do to leave a legacy in my field? And the workbook takes you step by step. What do I need to know or ask for in a peer review meeting or in a performance review meeting? What do I need to take to an interview? All of these it's a checklist. All of these are in that Ultimate Career Workbook. And again, you can find that on Amazon Career. If you Google Career and Linda Pallian, that should come up in the nearest. Well, actually, now it gets delivered to you, so you're not going anywhere for it. Mm-hmm. Take advantage of it, and these are very, very affordable resources that you can use to jumpstart your career.
Okay, well, she's put all the details there for you, and the books have been made available to you as well. So please take advantage of this. Yeah, I wish that I am 18, or now if I'm going to uni and I had all this information at hand. Jesus, what would I would have done? I tell you that it would be mind blowing. But hey, it's not too late. Yeah, you can still go into whether you are old or whatever it is. Yeah, the resources are there. Make sure you take advantage of it. Linda, let me say thank you once again.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Have a lovely day. We'll catch up later.
You too.
Right then. Bye. Well, listeners, that was HRH Linda Pallian on Career 101, and today we had a look at career advice for the youth, and she brought 10 steps. 10 steps to get your career started. Please, if you're a parent and you listen to us, please advise your kids. Let them listen to it again. The podcast is going to be ready in the next few minutes, and you can go to the social media platforms and listen to the programs there as well, what we discussed. But Starr Radio UK is always bringing you programs that are tailor measured to meet your needs, and that's what we do here. Okay, well, this afternoon, exactly at 5 o'clock, On Point will be coming your way with Regina, Empress or Queen Regina Enima. And then she will, she also brings you a program that advises the youth. So every program that we are bringing you is saying to the youth, the old, in quotes, unquote, and every one of you. But no, we don't just do that. We entertain you as well. Yes, at 10 o'clock exactly, we're bringing you the Conscious Reggae Time with the one and only Dave West there as well. And this afternoon, lots of music and let's talk. So on that note, let me say thank you very much for tuning in once again to listen to us. It's been a pleasure coming your way. And from Mr. Frank Davis, from me, Archie here, and from HRH Linda Pallian all the way in Cyprus, we say have a lovely day And I sign off with this song from the Zongo Man. I think it sums up all the discussions that we had when it came to Africa. I tell you, I want to give up, but I'm trying not to. But I might give up. Maybe you can help me. If you're a leader there, do something new or tell me something new that will help me not to give up. But on that note, I say have a blessed day. Bye-bye for now.
The problem of Africa is the lead. Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things. The problem of Africa is the lead. Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things. Them all go to universities. Universities award them degrees.